So today's cruise topics are going to be what I titled Hot Topics. I'm in a couple of cruise groups on Facebook, and these are kind of some hot button issues that come up almost every week. People are asking these questions. I get asked these questions as a travel agent. So we just wanted to go ahead and address them and make a video about it. That way the knowledge is out there for everyone. So the first question, can I bring my weed? The answer is no. It doesn't matter if you have a prescription card, a medical card, whatever you call it. It doesn't matter if it's legal in your home state. You cannot board the cruise ship with marijuana. It doesn't matter if it's gummies, if it's the flower as they call it, if it's the liquid. It is illegal for you to board the ship with that. And you can be put off the ship and banned for life if you do decide to bring that onto the ship. So that's something to keep in mind. I always caution my clients, don't even risk it. Why pay all that money to go on a trip and then you don't even get to take the trip because they put you off the ship? Do with this information what you will, but I am telling you that they will put you off the ship. I just watched a TikTok video this morning. This guy got put off the ship, and you know, I believe it was their very first day he got put off the ship. It was Royal Caribbean, and they were like, the lady told him, she said, you know, he told her, I have a medical card, and she told him it doesn't matter if you have a medical card, you still can't have it on board. And he was put off the ship, and then he had to find a way home. So just think about that before you decide to bring your recreationals onto the ship. Do I have to pay gratuities? Now, I feel like this is a matter of personal choice. Do you have to pay gratuities? Technically, no. Now, are they going to charge you gratuities? Yes, they are. And some people do go at the end of the cruise, the day before they get off the ship, and they go to guest services and they have the gratuities removed from their accounts. I don't know if those people are paying tips to the people directly themselves. That's not something that we do. We prepay our gratuities. That way there's no bill at the end of our cruise. The only thing we're going to be billed for is something that we may have, you know, souvenir or casino or something like that. But we don't want to receive a large bill at the end of our cruise. So we just prepay our gratuities. But that is totally up to you, whether you pay them or not. I say that those people do hard work and they deserve to be paid for what they're doing. Some people do take the gratuities off, and then they will go, and they do give you envelopes sometimes where you can put money in the envelopes and then pay the people. That is totally up to you. We leave our gratuities on, and then we do tip on top of the gratuities. If we're at a bar and we have a really good bartender, we'll tip them some cash. We do leave a little bit of cash in our room for the room stewards, for our room stewards. So that's just something to keep in mind. My third tip is, when you are booking a cruise, go on to their website, look at the ship that you're going to be sailing on, look at the deck plans for that ship before you book your room. Look at the deck plans and then see where your room is going to be. Make sure that maybe it's not by the pool deck or by the theater. Maybe you don't want to be close to an elevator or anything like that. This last cruise, I knew to do that, but I still made the mistake of not following my own advice. I am very prone to motion sickness, like very, very prone to motion sickness. I can't watch somebody rock back and forth without getting sick. And I booked our room at the very front of the ship. I was being crazy. I wanted a balcony, and I really didn't want to have a bunch of neighbors. So I booked us a balcony on the corner where we only had one neighbor. It was at the very front of the ship. There were rough seas, and I was sick as a dog. I did not take my own advice. So look at the deck plans before you book your room. Tip number 4, download the app that corresponds to whatever cruise ship you're going on. Our last cruise was on Royal Caribbean, so I downloaded the Royal Caribbean app. Now with Royal Caribbean, you're not really able to do anything on the app until it gets closer to the time of your sail date. But once you get closer to your sail date, it'll open up things on the app and you're able to go ahead and do like your check-in information. And once you get like closer, maybe to like a week or so out, you're able to go in and see like the restaurant menus, the bar menus and stuff like that. And that was really good for me because I am a planner and a list maker. So I was able to go in and look at the restaurant menus, the drink menus, and things like that. And that was great for me. I was also able to see like where they were having sales, like perfume sales, Victoria's Secret sales, purse sales, the shows and things like that. And if you're anything like me and you like to plan ahead, that is something awesome. Have everybody in your party go in and make an account and download the app to their phone and do the check-in and things like that. It just makes life so much easier. Now, our youngest son, because he was under the age of 13, he wasn't able to create an account. So just keep that in mind if you have children under the age of 13 years old. But our 15-year-old was able to create an account. And then once we got on the ship, we were able to pay for the messaging. So we were able to text each other through the Royal Caribbean app and keep in contact while we were on the ship, since we did not have cell phone service. Additionally, with the app, once you're on the ship, you'll be able to reserve your shows, order things off the menu, different things like that. It also has the deck map, so you'll be able to see where different things are throughout the ship, things like that. So it's really convenient. You know, I absolutely loved it. Almost every cruise line out there has an app that corresponds with, you know, the ships that you're going to go on. And they all pretty much work the same. It'll tell you your shows, your menus, different things like that. So I would recommend that you guys download the app. All right, so here is another bonus tip for you guys. Be aware of all of your dining options. And the reason I say this is because I did not like the food on the buffet, except for breakfast. The breakfast buffet was amazing. Lunch and dinner, I was not impressed. I did not like the food in the main dining room. I was not at all impressed. We ate in the main dining room one time, and that was the first night. The food wasn't good. And then I was really sick, so I couldn't enjoy it. Now, I didn't enjoy it because it wasn't good, not because I was sick. It just wasn't good. My husband liked his food, but he's not picky when it comes to food. My youngest son was just kind of like, meh. And then my oldest son liked his food, but he's like his dad. He's not picky when it comes to food. So the first night we went to the main dining room. The second night we went to the buffet. The food at the buffet was not good, so then we ended up ordering room service. Room service wasn't bad. The third night we went to Johnny Rockets, and it was good. Now, Johnny Rockets is a pay option, but I feel like it was totally worth it. It was $11.97 per person, but it was all you can eat. And it was really good. The service was great. They had several specialty dining restaurants on there. And then they had like Cafe Promenade and Sorrento's and stuff like that. Sorrento's was really good. The sandwiches and stuff and pastries and stuff at Cafe Promenade was really good. So just be aware of your options, especially if you're more of a picky eater like myself, because the main dining room may not tickle your fancy and the buffet may not tickle your fancy, so you might have to find other places to eat. And then especially if you're trying to eat or if you're trying to vacation on a budget, you may not want to spend the extra money to go to specialty dining. So just be aware of your dining options if you are more of a picky eater. If you're not, then go to the main dining room, go to the buffet. But even if you are a picky eater, go there at least once and try the food out, because you may like the stuff that's in there. Just give everything a try. And also, when you're on a cruise, try everything. It's free. Be adventurous. You know, I felt like, you know, this is my one time to try stuff that I wouldn't normally try. Like, I tried bread pudding for the first time because I've never had bread pudding before. And I mean, like, I'll probably never eat bread pudding again, but I can say that I tried it at least once. Can I bring my own drinks on board? So the answer is yes and no. It depends on what kind of drinks you're talking about. You can bring one 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne, sparkling wine, whatever you want to call it, per person over the age of 21 per cabin. You can bring a 12 pack of sodas on board, soda, juice, whatever your preference is. You cannot bring liquor. You can't bring beer. On Carnival, you can't bring bottled water. You have to purchase that online, pre-order it if you want bottled water. Royal Caribbean, I checked their policy last night. It does say that you can bring bottles up to 17 ounces, 12 bottles per person. So you can either bring your canned sodas or your bottles or whatever on Royal Caribbean. Carnival, that is not the case. So just keep that in mind. Now, I know everybody has seen these viral videos online where people are smuggling their liquor or whatever. I advise my clients not to do that. Just buy the drink package or buy your drinks as you go if you don't drink that much. Some ports, they do check it, and they'll check your bottle and they'll turn it upside down to see if it bubbles the right way or whatever. And if it doesn't, they'll just confiscate it. Now, I know for sure that MSC does not allow you to bring anything on, especially wine. When we went on our MSC cruise, there was a group of mammals in front of us with their Arbor Mist, and all of their Arbor Mist got taken away from them, honey. It was all spread out on the table. So just keep that in mind. If you want to know your specific cruise line, just go onto their website and type in drink policy or beverage policy, and it'll come up for you and it'll let you know. I'm just mentioning Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and MSC because those are the ones that we've cruised on. Virgin Voyages also lets you bring on your wine. So just keep that in mind going forward. Do I need a passport? Short answer, no. What I encourage my clients as a travel agent is to get your passport if you can. And here's why. You're cruising to foreign countries. What if you go on an excursion, you go ATVing, you break your leg, you have to stay in the Dominican Republic. If you don't have your passport, you're going to have to go to the embassy, and they're going to have to go through a process of getting you back to the United States. If you have your passport already, then that's not something that you're going to have to worry about. Another reason it's good for you to have your passport is because when you disembark the ship, there's going to be two lines. One line is going to be for people with passports. The other line is going to be for people with birth certificate and ID. If you have your passport, you're going to breeze through because they do facial recognition. When you first get on the ship on embarkation day, they're going to scan your passport and your pictures in the system. So when you get off the ship, you go up to a machine, it scans your face, you go on about your business. If you don't have your passport, you have to wait in line for them to check your birth certificate and ID. So I always encourage everyone to have your passport. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. Drop down in the comment section and leave me any tips that you guys may have for like first time cruisers. And until next time, guys, bye.